What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Yes, we are live. We're about to break down some news that I just loved, man. EM sent me a few stories that I was just excited about hearing, so I had to go live right away. Been working on some of TD Sports Network all day, but I had to drop this one on you. I know it's quiet season. All the news is very repetitive, but these two things are new insight, and I'm loving what I'm hearing. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channel. Subscribe to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Again, if you want to check out the sports network, make sure you go over to TD Sports Talk. And I also have all the other channels, and they're doing pretty good, man. They're doing pretty good. Just starting out. So we got TD Sports Talk pretty much launched. Want to give y'all a quick little sneak peek how it's looking. Things are going nice. TD Sports Talk has launched. This is where we were at this morning. All right. This is our subscriber count. This is where we were this morning. So it's doing big things, man. It's doing big things. We're going to continue to grow each and every platform. So I appreciate everybody who went over to subscribe to every channel. Especially if you're a football head and you love watching just football commentary, all things football, man. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm very excited. We're about to get into the Dolphins content, but I'm very excited because I'm learning so much about all these other teams. So I mean, I think it's going to help me also identify players that the Miami Dolphins should potentially pursue in the future and different things of that nature. But anywho, man, let's get it cracking, man. Tua Tagovailoa getting praise that he didn't receive last year. I'm going to tell you why that's important and why I'm happy about the praise that he actually got. And also, there was another article that came out. This one here, Jacob Michelle from at Fins Dynasty reported this, and I love hearing this one. This one is about Albert Wilson, all right? Miami has been very happy with how wide receiver Albert Wilson has looked in the offseason program and are even using him outside. Wow. They're even using him outside. That's interesting to me. I personally feel like Albert Wilson will make the roster, but just to even hear that they're using him outside, knowing that in my personal opinion, he's an inside guy, I thought that he would be, right there with Waddle on the inside, flexing, but using him on the outside, I don't know if Mike Gesicki is going to get re-signed. I don't know if Mike Gesicki is going to get re-signed. That's just the reality, man. Man, that's crazy. Stream just started. Yes, I would consider Albert Wilson primarily in the slot, but they've been flexing him outside, using him. I think they're trying to see what they have just in case they want to move on with Mike Gesicki being that extra help on the outside, because he's not going to be needed on the outside because we already have enough. And then if they ever do need him, they'll be able to use Albert Wilson and even add more speed on the outside, which is much faster than Mike Gesicki. So listen, some things are in the works. Just to hear this report, keep your eyes open, ladies and gentlemen. All right, but let me go on to the other one, man, because this is the big one for me. Per Barry Jackson, a player has insisted that teammates were really impressed with Tua's growth this offseason, and many of the team believe he's going to be really good. Oh, yeah, TD, okay. They say that some teammates say that he's, impressed them and he's going to be really good, right? Let me tell y'all why that's important. Because they could have did that last year, but they didn't. Instead, last year, we got a lot of, should I say hate coming out of our own organization? They say I'm a hater, but we had players and like literally low-key attacking Tua, saying, they don't believe he's the guy. They're not sold in him. They aren't really happy that he was the starter, and they were confused about the fit situation. Around this time last year, we didn't hear anything because there was no camp. But as soon as the season rolled around by week 5, there was a lot of negative. There were a lot of negative things about Tua that players coming out saying they don't believe he's the guy. Now, all of a sudden, several players are very impressed with his upgrades and in his improvements. And I quote, they believe he's going to be really good. I'm telling y'all, that is promising. These players ain't got to lie. They don't have to lie. They would have lied last year had that been the case. But this year, you're getting overwhelming endorsements. Man, that means he could be turning the corner, man. He could be turning the corner. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I really hope that's the case. I really hope that's the case, and I hope that these reports coming out are absolutely true. Because if it is, that's going to be huge for us going forward. If Tua shows up and he's that dude, the Miami Dolphins Super Bowl bound. I know I'm a homer. I know I'm a fan, but I'm telling y'all, man, if he turns out and he turns around and has a great season, like all I'm saying is, if people come to this channel and say, "Told you so, TD," oh my gosh, do you know how beautiful that's going to be? Do you know how beautiful that's going to be? So we're getting all the signs, he's throwing some nice balls at Kemp. He's being more aggressive. It came with picks, and I've been the one that told y'all last year. Last year, I didn't care if he threw picks. That means he's taking those shots. I'm going to be honest. This year, I don't care if he throws those picks. Now, you don't want crazy picks. You don't want 4 a game. You don't want 3 a game, but I know y'all may not like this, but if Tua throws a pick or 2 here and there in some games, man, let me put it like this. If Tua has 18 picks this year, it ain't great, but I ain't mad. Don't get me wrong. I ain't talking about no picks on slants. I ain't talking about no bubble screen picks and all that intermediate stuff. I'm talking about some real taking the shot picks. I ain't mad. That means he's trying to figure it out and he's trying to explore that secondary and get it done. So I'm not a stickler on that. I'm not going to knock him, but that also has to come with an improved yards, improved touchdowns, those type of things. So if you're going to gunsling, we understand that it's going to come with more risk, but that also should come with more productivity. It definitely should. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. We got 180 people watching. Y'all hit that like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channel. TD, what do you think Tua's stats will be for next year? I think I gave some preliminary stats, but coming into it right now, man, what I think they're going to be, I can't answer that. I can tell you what I want them to be. What do I want Tua's stats to be? I want man, you know what? I have to reevaluate that the way we're going. Man, I want with 17, because remember, we got an extra game. Everybody's stats going up. Now, watch you have all these non-football knowing people. They're going to be like, the man threw for 5,000 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, you might have 3 or 4 quarterbacks throw for 5,000 now because you got an extra game. Just FYI, okay? But what do I want Tua's stats to be this year? From a yard standpoint, I don't want to say need, but I want 3,700 yards. I want him to average around 225, something like that. I don't know what the math come up to, but I want him to average about 225 a game, 235 a game. That ain't great, the greatest, but that's respectable. Maybe even more. But I want him to have about, straight up, I want 3,800 yards. At a minute, I want 3,800 yards. Okay, I want 3,800 yards. I want 31 touchdowns. I want 31 touchdowns from Tua this year. I'll be fine with 29. I want 31 though. Give me 3,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, and interceptions, no more than 15. No more than 17. I'm going to give him 1 a game. I'm going to give him one a game. I think that's fair. Young quarterback. Maybe he's going to open it up this year and actually air it out. One a game. I don't want one a game. None of us want one a game, but I'll give him one a game. Where I ain't disappointed, I'll give him one a game. Long as more than half of them ain't no boneheaded, what were you thinking? Like you literally threw it right to the man. You weren't trying to thread a needle. You overthrew it badly. You underthrew it badly. You threw a slant, the guy jumped it because you just threw it and didn't read the defense. I don't want none of them. I want picks where you're taking a shot. Y'all remember last year where the Kansas City Chiefs picked him off, where he threw it and the guy poked it in the air? He was taking a shot. That's fine. I want those. I want tipped off the hands, caught interception. I want double coverage. Oh, you tried to thread it. The safety made a heck of a play. That's what I want. You tried a 50-50 ball. The receiver didn't win his 51% of the battle. But don't give me these easy slants where you ain't even reading the defense. You just predetermining where you want to go and just throwing the ball. I don't want those. Don't give me you overthrew the ball by 8 feet right into the defender's lap. The safety like, oh, okay. Don't give me those. That's all I'm saying. So 3,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. I'm good. I'm good. It ain't the best stats of all time, but that's with the great defense, you making some noise. You're just fine. Again, depending on the run game. But let me quickly say this. What is his ceiling next year? What do I think that if Tua turns the corner and he becomes that dude, like, man, this kid balling now. What is his ceiling? 5,000 yards. 43 touchdowns. 10 picks. 10 picks. 5,000 yards, 43 touchdowns, 10 picks. That's his ceiling in my opinion. That's what I think his ceiling is. Like right now, he got to develop more. He might have a higher ceiling next year or the year after. I'm just saying right now. For right now. I mean, these guys got an extra game, man. Extra game. I better see 3,500 years, 10 picks, 35 touchdowns. Absolutely, man. The biggest thing that nobody would talk about, but you'd hate. Now, this is where it like one thing. I don't even want to talk about it. I was going to mention a potential injury, but I ain't even going to have a conversation. And I guess that's why nobody talk about it. All I'm going to say is this, so I ain't got to elaborate on it because it just irks me just even thinking the possibility. If it did happen, it's like, oh my gosh, like our next 3 years are in the balance. Our next 3 years would be in the balance because we still wouldn't know. And it was just, I don't know why these bad thoughts are coming in my head. I'm like, what if something happened in training camp? And I'm like, stop. Get out of your head. I don't even want to think like that. TD, we don't speak those things. I know, man. I know. Oh, man. I hope he does improve. I want a ring. We all do, man. We all do. I think he's going to be better, And like I said, I had conversations with EM and he talked about, you just building that in. Tua ain't even got to improve from last year, and he's going to be better because of what's around him. And people that don't like me saying that, that's just common sense. I know common sense ain't common at all, but just common sense. With more around you, another year of experience on the O-line, and a more seasoned defense and everything, and playing more games, you got more under your belt. Just staying the same, you're going to have your stats are going to at least be 10% better. I mean, that's a given. But we're looking for that 30% increase, that we see the changes. We see the intangibles that are different from last year. You're throwing a guy open versus waiting on him to get open. Now, he has some struggles in that in OTAs, but we'll see what that translates into when training camp comes around. But we'll see, man. But I just had to come real quick, drop those gems on y'all. because I love hearing that Albert Wilson being where he is right now. He might be, that's even more likely for him to make the team. They're very impressed with him, and they're trying him out on the outside. Basically, they saw enough with, like, we already know he got the inside on lock. Not saying he gonna start, but because it just depends on how they want to deploy Waddle. But we already know he got that on lock. Speed is back, looking great. Now let's try him outside. Let's get some flexibility with him just in case. And you know what? He balling out there too. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that third rounder for Mike Gesicki, or second. I don't know. What y'all think Gesicki worth? Put it in the comment section right now. What do you think Mike Gesicki is worth? We got to figure something out. This X situation ain't going nowhere. Emmanuel Ogbah situation ain't going nowhere. Gesicki's situation ain't going nowhere. Somebody on the move. I mean, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody, you ain't gonna look up and every single one of them signed, because if you do, then you ain't got no money next year. So somebody's on the move, and we got to figure out who that is. Parker, Wilson, and Waddle will be on the field a lot. I agree. So who's on the move? Who's the most likely player on the move, ladies and gentlemen? Now, let me be fair. I said the playing Albert Wilson on the outside is hurtful for Gesicki, but could it be hurtful for Parker too? Could that be, a little threatening to Devontae Parker as well? Is he in the long-term plans? Is his value going to be any higher than it is right now as he continues to get older as well? Yeah, you're right. Jakeem Grant as well. Preston Williams costs pennies, so that's most unlikely, but you never know. They want to go with the best players. So I'm just waiting on some real news to break in regards to they signed this contract, or they cut this person, or they traded this person. But it might be a quiet summer. They might wait till training camp comes, see how these guys look in practice, and then make a decision. Or, like I've been telling y'all for the longest, that big move is on the way. Who? I don't know. Don't get me in trouble. Don't listen. Ball game just checked in. What's up, homie? He said Parker's days are numbered. I just report what I think. I ain't trying to start nothing, but these are the realities. These are the realities, man. All right. But like I said, I wanted to drop those on you. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but Dolphin news has been very slow as of late. Like I said, we're going to start doing breakdowns and stuff. I got another video coming you guys' way with the PFF rankings. I want to talk about those because they were very interesting and get your thoughts on it. So stay tuned for TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We'll be bringing more. Again, if you're not subscribed, make sure you go check out TD Sports Talk, the new network, all right, for all things sports. Right now, we're starting with our NFL phase, and when these are the teams that we have in TD Sports Talk, we're growing each platform. Sports Talk already has 1.6 K subscribers, 1,650 plus subscribers. As you know, TD Fans Talk leads the way, 16,540 subs, and these other channels have just been launched, and they are on the way. As you can see, Titans lead the way. And it goes from there. Chargers, Saints, Cowboys. If you're a fan of any of these teams, go subscribe to the channel. If you're not a fan of all these teams and you like to hear NFL news and what's going on around the league, make sure you go subscribe to these channels. And TD Sports Talk having a live show every night. And you're welcome to join the live show every night. It's going to be for about 1 hour every night. All right. Now, the time hasn't been locked in yet, but it should be around the 8 or 9 p.m. hour. Every Monday through Friday, TD Sports Talk will go live. So if you want to join, talk about all things sports, that's going to be the place to be. But I appreciate your love, appreciate your support. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all, man. Y'all go check out the other channels and show your love and support so we can grow these platforms and get this network rocking and rolling. Peace. I will see y'all soon. Y'all stay